Do you ever wonder what it takes to put this show on the air? Find out next. Education Today starts now.
Hello and welcome to Education Today. I'm John Zish with the Armstrong School District. This week we're going to hear from the students who filmed this informative TV show and really bring it to you each and every week. What you might not realize is that there are at least 7 high school students working behind the scenes right now. There are camera operators, camera switchers, and many other positions. So to talk about this high-tech education, we'll be hearing from 8 Armstrong School District students who filmed the show. First, we're going to hear from 2 Elderton students who have worked on the set of Education Today. Today we have Dawn Manna and Jim Miller, both from Elderton High School. On behalf of the school board and administration, thanks for being here. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, I'm a senior at Elderton High School. I'm in SCAF Club, which is Students Caring About Families, and we help the community and we raise money for different funds, and it's basically what I do.
Great. Jim, how about you?
I'm a senior, and I'm in Scouts after school every Monday, and I do yearbook work, got to make it look good.
Excellent. Very good. Well, what episode did you film of Education Today, and what jobs did you do?
We helped film the Colonel Naser and the Veterans Day.
Oh, okay. Is that the same one for you?
Yes, I did the same thing.
What was your job?
I was backstage, just basically watching.
Okay. How about you?
I was a camera operator.
And what did that involve? What was that like?
It was pretty intense, switching between cameras, always changing the shot so you get different angles, make it look, look nice.
Yeah. Why is it important to change the shots as the show progresses? And what if it was just one shot the whole time?
It'd get very boring and monotonous.
Yeah.
You get tired of seeing the same thing.
Okay. Well, what did you learn, perhaps, that you didn't know before about filming from that experience?
Well, it's a lot tougher to, get it going than what I originally thought.
How about you, Dawn?
There's definitely a lot more people working on it than I figured. I didn't think there was going to be quite as many people, but there are really a lot of jobs.
Okay. Now, go back a little bit with me and think, how did you get started in TV production? How did your interest start?
My dad does truck pulls, and one day he asked me to run the camera, and so I started running the camera and filming it, and ever since then I've kind of been interested in it.
That's nice. How about you, Jim?
Me, I help my friends film movies that they create and stuff, so that's a joy for me, be behind the camera.
We'll have to watch for some of those at the local Cineplex. All right, now, when you think about movies, TV commercials, TV shows, do you take a different look at them now that you've been in TV production? And if so, what do you see?
Well, yeah, you kind of look at it different once you know what goes on. I mean, after you know all the different things that you have to do during it, you kind of realize how much hard work goes into it, and you kind of look at them different.
Okay. Any thoughts along those lines?
Pretty much the same thing, no one realizes how much hard work there is.
Are there any movies or TV commercials or shows that you admire, just the way they're put together, knowing what you know about TV production?
A lot of the horror films, just in general, you kind of get to respect them for all the different graphics and things that go into them.
Definitely.
High budget movies, like Star Wars, there's a lot of special effects that they have to go through, and the timing has to be perfect.
That's true. You think, how'd they do that? Well, how might this experience help you in the future?
Well, you kind of respect things more from learning what is behind filming. So you kind of get to respect the movies and videos and everything that comes out.
Is this something you might pursue in the future?
Maybe as a hobby.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to do it as a hobby.
That's good. How about you?
Yeah, definitely as a hobby, maybe sell a couple movies, just small stuff.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for being on the program. we're going to take a look at Elderton High School and West Shamokin High School's filming from behind the scenes of taping day. And after that, we'll have 2 West Shamokin students visit on the sets.
Again, and step back. Look at the screen. Watch the screen. Groundhog jump in.
Hey, who fills? You guys got a great facility out there, I tell you what.
Football team. Excellent football team.
Thanks very much.
Thanks to Dr. Kerr and his staff, they did a nice job out there.
What's your name, sir?
Jim.
Jim, okay. Thanks very much.
Mothers and to get out of the service, and they're both in Western Pennsylvania with the grandkids, so my wife's real happy.
Ready, 2, take 2. Camera 1. No, that's nice. That's good, guys. Ready, 1, take 1. Close down her headroom just a tiny bit too. Nice.
I always tell pictures, you are for real. My wife is sometimes outstanding. One of the best, if not the best.
All right. Well, now we have Dan Hartzell and Aaron Reefer from West Shamokin to join us on the sets. Thanks very much for being on the show. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourselves?
I'm Dan Hartzell. I like to draw sometimes, and I like to film video stuff, and that's why I got in this TV production class.
Excellent. How about you, Aaron?
I'm Aaron Reefer. I enjoy hanging around outside, outdoor sports, and I also enjoy using my creative talent, and that's why I signed up for TV productions.
That's great. Well, I was wondering if you'd tell me a little bit about what episode you filmed and what jobs you had on that episode.
Well, we filmed one with the sergeant today, and I did the roaming camera where I went around and did the backstage stuff, like scenes of stuff that people wouldn't normally see.
Oh, excellent. How about you?
I was the one behind the scenes operating the teleprompter.
What did that entail exactly for people who don't know what that's like?
It really wasn't that much work. You just have to go along, make sure you're setting it down at the right time.
Okay. Is there anything that you learned today in the experience that you didn't know before?
Well, that it's a lot more work than what people would give it credit for. Like, people watch stuff at home and say, oh, that would be easy to do, but then you don't actually know unless you actually get down and work with the stuff, and there's so much extra stuff on here that you don't normally think about. So.
Excellent.
I'd definitely go along with Dan. The work put in, a lot of people don't realize how much work it takes and the amount of people and the different tasks they have.
Well said. Well, Dan, how did your interest start in TV production?
Well, my grandma, she always takes pictures like at holidays and stuff, and she ends up cutting everybody's heads off and everything all the time. So she gave me the business of taking family pictures and stuff, and it just sort of stuck with me. And then I had Mr. Steele for a lot of years in English, and he's a good teacher, and I heard about this TV production class last year, and I said that I'd like to sign up for that, so I got that.
Very nice. How about you, Aaron?
I just liked exploring my different talents I had. I like using my imagination, my creativity, so I decided to sign up for the TV productions, film different things.
Okay. Now, does doing this work change the way you look at TV shows, movies, anything like that?
Yeah, you get a lot more respect for like special effects. Like, for instance, Jurassic Park, like all the dinosaurs, you got to make it look nice, and it did, look pretty good for the special effects and stuff. And this stuff here was what brings it to life. So.
I'd definitely say just looking at it, you don't realize the work until you've actually saw it, and you have a lot more respect for the directors and creators of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and all of the workers too, such as yourselves who carried the show. You're really the reason it's here, and all of your colleagues. I was wondering if you would just tell me that, is there a way that this experience might help you in your future?
Yes, it could give us a jump start for finding a good job, good paying job. Like, as Mr. Steele was telling us earlier in the year, that some people jump right out of this class and go into a good paying job. And helps us that way.
How could it help you, Aaron?
I'd definitely say if you plan on furthering your skills with filming, it's definitely a good start to begin with classes like this and further it out from there.
Very good. Well, Dan and Aaron, thanks for being on the show, and also thanks to Mr. Ren Steele, who teaches both of you and all of the students. And now we're going to take a look at some more footage.
1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, all that kind of thing.
Can I adjust this cord so it's longer, kind of this
You're on line, off, send them a little bit to the left. Other way. Good, ready, 1, take 1.
TV shows, movies, anything like that?
Yeah, you get a lot more respect for like special.
Let's go eat
We have number 3 here. Number 3.
You know it. I know it. You know it. Oh yeah, because they're doing it in front. You know it.
And we're back with Armstrong School District's Education Today. Before the break, we were going to talk to 2 Ford City High School students who film Education Today. And they are here. Today we have Matt Edwards and Lindsay Hewitt from Ford City. Thanks very much for being on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Would you please tell us briefly about yourselves?
Well, I am a senior, Matt Edwards, of course, real name Matthew Edwards. Today is actually my birthday. I'm 18. And that's about it, I think.
How about you, Lindsay?
I'm Lindsay Hewitt from Ford City High School, and I'm also a senior this year. And after high school, I plan to go to Point Park for musical theater.
Tremendous. Well, I was wondering if you could please tell me a little bit about what episodes you worked on and what jobs you had, starting with Matt.
Of what I recall, the last episode we did was the Legend of the Black Lagoon series, and there was a college preparation item in there. For that show, I was on camera and a teaser. I was also a teaser. The camera work, you basically just do what Mr. Swanson tells you. He says, get a 1 shot, you have a 1 shot. Just make it happen. That's basically it.
What's that mean exactly, 1 shot, for those viewers?
1 shot being just 1 person, make sure he's filling the frame. Double shot, 2 people, stuff like that.
Very nice. Lindsay, how about your roles?
I also worked on the camera along with Matt, and then we also worked as teasers, and that means that we'd give the clues to the next show that would be on, and we did the Black Lagoon. So it was interesting. It was fun.
Is there anything that you learned that you didn't know before about TV production from coming to the studio?
Well, I learned that there's a lot more than just a little closet full of 2 cameras and a microphone, basically. There's actually more equipment, more stuff behind the scenes to do.
Well, how about as far as, is there a way that this could help you in your futures and what your future plans are?
Yes, there is actually. It helps you prepare by seeing yourself as others view you. And you could see the media and how the media would view you as you're being on camera, or other people view you. Helps with your public speaking skills and such.
That's true.
Yeah,
from your perspective?
This class helps a lot because, especially for what I'm going into, I would be dealing with the media after high school. And what I think a lot of people don't know is how significant this class is, because so many jobs nowadays, you are using the media and TV broadcasting to show things on air.
Well, how did your interest in TV production start?
Well, from public speaking as a junior, Mrs. Keller approached me and asked me if I would like to be in TV production, which I thought that would be an excellent choice, something fun to do, something exciting, something new to learn. And so I jumped at the idea and scheduled it for next year.
I also was in Public Speaking 1 because in Ford City High School, in order to take this class, you have to take at least Public Speaking 1. And you also have to be elected to take the TV broadcasting class.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the students in this class are honor students, so you're dealing with expensive equipment, first of all, so you don't want, an immature kid dealing with $2,000 things. So these students in this class are honor students, and I really enjoyed Public Speaking 1. So Public Speaking 2 was, I thought it would be really neat, especially to work with cameras and just the editor and the mixers. It's a really neat class, and I'm really glad that I was elected for it.
Now, does doing this kind of TV production work change the way you watch TV or movies?
Oh, it really does. Now that I see, it makes me laugh when I see somebody that has a bad shot on TV, because now I actually know. Before I had no idea and thought that their shot was, if they're on TV, they must be good, but now I see something and it's off-centered, and you catch that now that you take this class. So it's kind of funny.
Very nice. Well, just as my last question, how can this experience help you in your futures?
In the future, if you go on to be a teacher or somebody that deals with public speaking, you'll have more experience in talking in front of large groups, in front of media, and so on. And the technical, the machinery, and not machinery, but the
equipment.
Yeah, the equipment. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, John. The equipment that you'll be working with, you also get, because every job now more or less requires technology. Technology is advancing, so you get better view of different technology and uses.
I agree also. Even if your job doesn't require the TV equipment, you also take the public speaking to aspect of this class, and you learn so much about speaking in front of people, and you become more comfortable with it, because in every job nowadays you are going to be speaking to a large audience. So it really does help you.
Very nice. Well, Matt and Lindsay, thanks so much for the work you and your colleagues do.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I'd like
John.
to also thank your teacher, Barb Keller, for the work she does. And now we are going to look at some footage of Ford City students hard at work here in the studio. We'll be back with 2 TV students from Katanning High School after this.
Pan it up so that you can see it says Education Today and them sitting at the table. All right?
But it's not in the middle.
Yeah, you have to put on your shirt. Here's Victoria's. Here's one.
Not on 8. It's about 8. By the end of it, I'm like, oh, that's a different one.
Lindsay, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you, John.
Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Lindsay Hewitt, and I'm a senior at Ford City High School. And after graduation, I plan to attend Point Park University for musical theater.
Tremendous. Well, let's jump right to the games. First up, we have science games.
Cut.
Hello and welcome to Education Today.
Okay, camera 2, give John just a wee bit of headroom.
We're back with 2 Katanning students who have filmed Education Today. Today we have Robin Schick and Josh Shireen. Thanks very much for being on the show. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Would you please tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, my name's Robin Schick. I'm 17 years old, a senior at Katanning High School. Involved in a lot of different clubs at school, Leo Club. Outside of school, I'm pretty busy, volunteer firefighter.
It's outstanding. Yeah. Thank you. How about you, Josh?
Well, I'm Josh Serene. My main thing with the school would have to be the wrestling team. I put a lot of my time of the week into it. So I'm also active in the Key Club, but not as active as I'd like to be.
Okay, very good. Well, let's get right to it and talk about what episodes of Education Today you 2 filmed, and what jobs did you have on those episodes? Starting with Robin.
Okay. Well, my favorite one we did so far was with the marching bands, because I'm also in the marching band, so I really thought that was interesting.
Oh.
I'm glad that we did it here. For that, I was floor manager. So what I got to do is tell you when to start and when to stop, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, we also worked on a little show that they talked about how the teachers can approach a parent-teacher conference. I enjoyed working for that show. I got to take the floor manager duties for it. And you know, you got to do some hard stuff up there. You got to count down from 5 and cut. Like Robin's the real cutter here. I mean, show them the cutting skill, please. Come on.
I don't know. It's okay. Well.
Very authoritative. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I also got to play the wire hobbit, and that's pretty much you sit on the floor and make sure nobody trips over the wires. So
Oh, okay.
Fun job.
Wire hobbit. Good term. Well, what did these teach you that you didn't know before?
Oh, I know it's a lot more work than I thought it was. You sit down and watch a show that may be, a half hour long, and it's good, but then if you really think about all the work that goes into it, hours and hours of work just for that short clip or that short, it is a lot more work than I thought it was.
Do you have any insights on that, Josh?
The whole TV production thing has taught me a lot about the power of media. My teacher, Mr. Bauer, and I have had quite a few interesting conversations debating the fact of what should and should not be shown. I tend to be a little more liberal than he, but we've worked it out, and I've learned a lot, and it's helped me control myself in the public.
Very good. I appreciate that. You found that balance. How did your interest start in TV production?
Oh, well, in our school, we've had this program, and I've seen what they did last year. They did a lot of promos. They did ones for football games, for homecoming. It seemed like every time you turned around, it was on the televisions at school, and I really thought it was interesting, and I wanted to learn how they did that. And so I applied for it, and I was able to take the class, which I was very excited about that. And we've done the same thing, except, you know, we've really stretched what they did last year, and we've really moved with that.
Nice. How did it start for you, Josh?
I guess I kind of had some back motives when I joined. I've always written, and I've actually written a couple really cheesy, bad scripts in my time. And a friend of mine, Robert Milligan, and I have actually been trying to use the skills we've learned in this class to put on like short films, etc. And I actually, with the promo she was talking about, all of last year I think we might have had like a 30-second promo for the wrestling team. And I just wanted to try to, with like a wrestler in here now, we can get more respect from it and try to get more promos and draw people to the matches. So that was kind of a secret motive for me.
Sounds like a good motive to me. Does doing this kind of work change the way you watch, you know, TV or movies?
Oh, most definitely.
How so?
It really does. Well, you just look and see what they do, and, you know, hey, I can do that. I know how they do that, you know. It's pretty easy if you think about it.
I don't know if it's that easy, but
Well.
I know like now when I watch a TV show or like I'm watching a movie, I'm always like, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so like I'm always looking at stuff and criticizing. I'm very critical, and like the other day I watched this TV show, which I won't name in case anybody's watching this and likes it, but I mean, it was, the camera shots and everything was terrible, and it just like bothered me and I couldn't watch it anymore. But before I took this class, I would have never even thought twice about it.
What were the camera shots doing that were so terrible to you?
Well, the lighting was really low and everything was hard to see, and everything was a close-up for like the first 10 minutes. And like,
wow.
I just didn't like, I don't know, no 2 shots, no 3 shots, which is like where you have 2 people in the camera, 3 people in the camera. I really learned a lot, and it's really made me critical of other stuff.
That's good, critical thinking going on. Well, how might this experience help you in your futures?
I think it will definitely help me. It helped me become more organized with my thoughts, with what I want to do. It'll definitely help me be able to put things together and finish a project and have it come out where I can be proud of what I've done. So definitely.
Like I was touching on earlier, it's kind of helped me see like the power in media and like help me with my political correctness issues. And I'm also thinking about majoring in film at a university as like as part of a dual major, because I know it's hard to get into, and I don't want to just try to like live my life trying to become a film superstar, but it would be something nice to do in my spare time as a background hobby. So I think it's gonna help me out.
Appreciate that. We'll be right back after taking a look at Katanning High School students at work behind the scenes, right here on Education Today.
With the Armstrong School District.
Yeah.
First.
I have them right here. It's right here.
Hey, which side's mic 1 and which side's mic 2?
So he couldn't get good grades. His mom and dad said give him tutoring.
No.
We have an Amber Alert for Dawn Swanson.
Don Swanson. Okay, so anyways, Joey.
Okay, we're back. Well, what is it like to perform at these type of public shows?
Well, it depends. Like, dealing with the county festivals and all the other festivals that we have, I think it's a really great experience because not only do you get to sing, but you get to meet people who enjoy to sing as well. Whereas when you're with your own school, some people are just there just because they think it's an easy class, quote unquote. County festivals, because it's just a lot more fun.
Just a higher level.
Yeah, everyone has a better act. You don't have the other 3 underlying parts underneath you. So instead of just
A little wider.
A little wider.
Good. Ready? 2. Take 2.
Well, that's our show for today. I'd like to thank each of the students who appeared on the show for their time and for an outstanding job representing their high schools. Also, major thanks to all of our student film crews, as well as their teachers, for their creative work throughout the year to film this show and keep it running. Please join us again next week for another look at the Armstrong School District. For more information about what's going on in the district, please visit our website. Have a great week.